Hi everyone, in this video I will analyze them for you. Bitcoin. This is an analytical chart of the trading view, and in this analysis chart we're going to just analyzed. I will tell you about the trend. For example, the first Monday of the week. The trend is up or down because SAO increased. If it goes down, I will explain it to everyone. And if we view it as increasing, we are long, right? And if we view it as flawed, we reduce it. If the view goes down, we are wrong, right? Now we will. Where is the hair and where is the hair left? That is, I'm going to analyze the cognitive bias, and I'll give it out. I've given you a lot of lessons. It's useful knowledge in these analyses. Now this is BTC. Today is the beginning of the week, as usual at the beginning of the week. Then we'll analyze the table until last week, right? And here we see the weekly candle. You saw it before. We saw it. BTC is quite deep in the area from 57K8 to 6610K. In this area, we've seen BTC, and it's formed a pretty long growing tree. And when we have finished growing branches, we see pull the beard constantly back to the support zone. That's the 60 zone. Somewhere is 61K7. And this week's candle is closed, and it's still the blue candle, with the beard down to 61K8. And the highest it's achieved is 65,000 years. And here we see with the weekly closing candle, like this. What do you see? The momentum is still there. For a weak candle like this, BTC will continue to rise this week and increase. Where will we expect? We're going to expect it to retest this area. This candle is 66K. And higher than that, it's 67 KBA. It's based on this candle pattern. And with this growing momentum, right? You see it's still rising. Right. Not clear. And we see that the barbells are going up quite strongly, cycling up here. And with it, we form a beard like this. If it goes up and tests this beard, it's very high. 65.6 is pretty high. And I think this week it's going up to zone 66 and 67. So this week's view will at least get us there. From 65 to 66 to 67. Because why? Because we see it here. Pulse candle, it is still. That's the bullish momentum on the weekly candle. Is it still there? It's represented by the blue trees. Even though it's down to a 61K8 zone. 61K8. This is the first red head. 61K8 is the new week candle's close. But it pulled up very strongly and closed the candle. Still make the candle body blue because it's still a blue candle. So the high rate goes up. But in any case, he pulls his beard back down. Is it new? It's still entirely possible. Right hip is still completely possible. It can pull a beard somewhere, 9 or 6-2, then it comes up. Because before that, our beard was temporary. The beard grew taller. Right hip, 61K BA. Then vegetables. Next is 61K8. This time it's absolutely possible to pull back to 62K2 or maybe 62K. But we have to continue to analyze whether the vegetables can go somewhere. See, but with a candlestick pattern like this. Let's look at this. We see clearly blue candle body. It's still doing pretty well at the weekly candle. And weak candles like this. Close the candle is a blue candle. It's highly likely that it still has to go up. In zones 6-6 and 6-7 is possible. It can be achieved. Right, people? But is this beard enough? Maybe right before that we all saw that. The pulses are very strong like this. It had a beard that went down to 57.8. The second week candle is still blue and its beard is gone. 61BA. And this candle. It's still blue, and the momentum is still strong. Right, but the body of the candle is 6-8. And from here, we see a tree like this. Did he pull his beard down here? For example, 6BA262. Although the view is still rising in the weekly candle. Based on this, we see that the weekly candle is still rising. Then, somewhere we expect this week BTC to be in zone 66, up to 67 years. But in the short term, does it pull its beard down here? Then we analyze again. To the day candle and match, 4-1. Now back to the day candle. Day candles, what we see, people. Day candles, we see before that. We see that this is a reversal candle, right? This is a very strong beard, just like the Doris. Dragonflies, right? And here we see it's a green tree with a very strong force. Confirmation is very strong. That, then with pair of candles like this, it's called a bullish candle pattern. Then we saw this candle. Is today's candle closing? The candle closes today. How much did I expect from this tree? This tree could go back about 63 years, 6 BA years, up to 64. And it goes somewhere. 64 alone, remember somewhere, 64-1, that it pulled back up. And this morning, it's moving. That's right. Volatility increased to a circuit somewhere 65-1. Then it pulls back to 64 with tissue. So this kind of dynamic that we see is clear. It's still not quite right until the day. It's not clear what the trend is. Then we analyze the H4, then the SAO. What do we see? 4, we see a pulse. The force is pretty strong up here. Then it retests this place, right? The retest here can be called the support zone. Here. These are the areas that were quite a lot of peaks before. Pull through. It's called that support zone. Then the support zone, we see a candle close. It's a keystone. That's the force it's dropping from somewhere near 65. It goes back to 64-64 BA, and it doesn't fall. The area down here, that's what this support zone shows. It's pretty hard, and it was. Form a submerging tree rising, and because it's a submerging plant, usually, if people pay attention, submerging rising or submerging falling, it tends to go back and test the area, support or resistance. With increased submersion, it usually tests again. The support zone 7 is about 70%. So here I see it. About 10 commands. There are 7 commands that will test the support area, or test the resistance. And there's only 3 commands that go up, and it doesn't retest. 70% of it is tested. I often say that there are 7 of them. It means hitting the psyche. It's often when these sinks form. Usually we will catch the entry point at the support zone. For the long and fever, we'll catch it in the resistance zone, right? So here we see an increase in submersion like this. The rate at which it increases is very high. And we see at least this one. It's going to test the area 65-6. 65 to 6, means in the middle. And it can go up. That we see the weekly candle. It can go up very high, right? 6, 6, 6, and 6, 7 are with the school candle. If you increase like this, it's qualified to go up to the 65-6 zone. It's testing this top. It can fluctuate, but it's formed press. It's already defined the force of the increase. Let's go ahead and see what H is like. The candles closed at 7 this morning. We've got to roll a submerged tree up here. Formation subduction rise. Then it goes back to testing the support zone. As I said, it's 70%, 37 10% it tests, and 30% it can go up. People can notice. 10 commands, usually 7 to 8, it comes back. When it comes back, it can't break down here, and that means it keeps going up. The view in H1 or H4 in this case. Then we'll see clearly that it's going to increase to the region for 65 years. If you are me, and in my experience, it's supporting quite well here. So that's where it was before, the support zone. When it's below, it's the support zone that's the resistance. And it breaks. If it breaks, we'll see it. Retest the support area. That's right. And when it retests the support zone, okay, then it tends to go up if it can't break its support zone. At the bottom, it's a resistance zone. But once it breaks, it's a support zone. And when it becomes a support zone, it turns. Come back. Test the support area again. If you can test the area that supports it, that means it can't go down. It can't break down. Then it's going to come back when it forms a reversal candle pattern. And here we see it tested quite a few times. Here's a pair of reversals. That means it shows up pretty well. Go up and test again. It still can't break. That's where it shows pretty good support. And it's formed a rising submersion at H1 as well as H4. It shows that this support zone is pretty stiff. And it's a good support zone. And as the formation of submersion increases, people see it tests the support zone again. That's when it will increase. And now, we're going to expect it to continue to rise to the 65 zone, 66 and higher, 67 years in the area that we've analyzed so far this week. Come. Today, we're actually analyzing it today. If it looks, it's not clear, the trend. But to the week, H4, H1 is based on those three factors. Then we see that we know it's quite possibly still going up. This is for all brothers. And then we analyze a little bit of the urban market share. You know what this city is. That's a percent of USDT. When this urban market share that it's growing, this bit is reduced. And if this city's market share goes down, it's going to go up. We now see the week. This city is that. It's a red tree, right? It's the red tree, the high rate. It's testing this 8.26 area. This head is somewhere between 8.16 and 8.26. It's a very high rate, and it's going to test these peaks again. And if we test this peak again, our BTC, it's going to coincide with our analysis. That's the bit. It's going to be 67667. And then, obviously, the weekly candle shows a downward momentum. It's still going on. Today, the week candle is still closed. The candle is a colored candle. If the color is red, test this beard, or the test under this beard is very high. Now let's look at the day candle. The day candle is closed today. A candle called Doji-like Dragonfly. Right? Doji Dragonfly. Does it reverse the trend? Not sure, but what we're seeing right now is it can come down here. It could be in the long run, but only this week. And now, we're looking at H with a day candle. Like this, it's still not clear that we have to trend, right? We're through H4. What do we see? This is still a pretty good support zone. Steamed 4. It hasn't broken people yet. And steamed 1, then SAO. Steamed 1, it still hasn't broken. Right, but it is ancient. Dance. For a trend is possible down here is very high. And if it completely destroys this place, then it's going to go back and test this beard. It's like the weekly candle that we analyze this beard. 8 dots to a 15. And even deeper is the beard down here. I have a beard down here because if I could, my brothers, if so, we will see that. I know it's going to go up to 667, very high. And if it doesn't break this place, why? This is its support zone at H1 and H4. If it doesn't break, it's ours. In the short term, it's not 65 years or 667. If you can't break this place, we'll see it go up. Go up 8 points. 8.6 is ours to know. It's going to drop somewhere to 63, 6 BA years. Right here, right now. We have to look at this place this morning. Sometimes we have to analyze the correlation, BUS and USDT. What do we analyze BTC in H1, H4? The weekly rate is very high. Can be increased to the area 656667, very high. But USDT.D has a support zone. It can't break this place, and it hasn't cracked. It hasn't said anything about knowing. Can increase. If it breaks down. If you break this place, the city will come back. If it goes down, you know it will rise. That's what SAO means. When the city's share drops. That's cash flow. USDT, it will pour back. It buys the bit. Buy E. And buy it. At that time, the volume increased. And if it's the capital market that's growing again, what does it mean? It was sold out. There you see. And people imagine that as long as it goes up, I know it will be reduced. This is the time when you go from here to here. Then you know what's ours. It's down here. It's 62. It's 6. That is, and when it's down from here to here. That's our bus. Rise back up to up here. 6.5 here, everyone. Now, if it's cheering for a downtrend, not at H1, H4, but it hasn't broken the support zone yet. It's pretty hard at this H1, H4. And if it doesn't break, it can go down. And it can come back. If you come back, you know it will. It's going to drop somewhere to that BA number 2. But if you break it down, you know. Yours will be. Rise again, 6566672. And that's the analysis. My own in the morning today. Thank you, everyone, in the analysis chart.